What's up everyone, hope you guys are having a great day today. Now, in case you've been living under a rock the last few months, basically back in September, Xbox signed a huge deal with Bethesda that Microsoft will be buying Bethesda. Which if you don't know what Bethesda is, it's the company that makes the Wolfenstein games, the new Doom games, the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and a bunch of other games. And yeah, this definitely isn't the best thing for the gaming industry as a whole, since a lot of Bethesda's games are now probably going to be exclusive to Microsoft, making the whole rabbit hole of exclusivity even deeper. But there's a few things to come out of this. It's now possible for there to be a Doom and Halo crossover, which could be fucking awesome. Microsoft owns Obsidian and the Fallout IP now, so we could get some sort of a modern day sequel to New Vegas, which again would be fucking insane. And maybe Xbox's manager could actually keep an eye on the Bethesda studios, so for the first time and probably ever, we can get an Elder Scrolls or Fallout game to come out polished, which would be very much appreciated. But not everything is great, especially to the Sony fanboys. Now, I know, I just talked about a goddamn Sony fanboy last week, but hey, I literally can't find anything else. Xbox fanboys are literally an endangered species. There's no Nintendo news for Nintendo fanboys to defend against, and I'm never able to find any PC fanboys. So I have to work with what I'm given, motherfucker. You want that to change? Find me some shit to make fun of and put it in my video suggestions on my Discord server. So today we're gonna be looking at a Sony fanboy having an absolute mental breakdown over Microsoft buying Bethesda. So anyways, let's just cut the bullshit and jump right into the
Okay, I had all day to make this video and I knew I was gonna make it, but I had some shit to do, so I couldn't make the video earlier, so I'm making it now. Sue me. I don't know why exactly I'm upset about this. I really don't care at all about the fact that Microsoft has purchased Bethesda.
Yeah, he says this, but in about a minute you'll get the exact fucking opposite idea.
I really don't care. But it needs to be said anyway. You know that people are out there who have these kind of negative opinions on it, so it just needs to be said. How do you justify purchasing a developer to be exclusive to your console and you're paying them $7 billion, right? Not million, $7 billion.
I mean, Sony did the exact same thing when they bought Insomniac. Sure, it was cheaper, technically, but Microsoft has so much more money than Sony. And that's clearly shown from how Microsoft literally dropped $7 billion on Bethesda. For reference, Disney only paid about $4 billion for Star Wars, while Microsoft paid $7 billion for fucking Bethesda. That's insane. Not only that, but Microsoft very clearly has enough money to buy Bethesda, because in 4 months, they literally made back the money they spent on Bethesda twice over. But again, the same logic can be said when Sony bought Insomniac. How can you justify spending $300 million to get access to the new Spider-Man game and the Ratchet and Clank IP?
To have Bethesda games only on your console. This tells me that Xbox and Microsoft are desperate because they can't do shit right with their console.
Dear God, he's using the amazing Lucas logic now. Yeah, Xbox and Microsoft are just so desperate that they go ahead and spend $7 billion on their dying brand just to throw in the damn towel, I guess. Once again, using your logic, when Sony bought Insomniac, they were also desperate and just couldn't make up their own IPs.
Their company is failing compared to Sony. They can't get anything done right.
Again, this might be wrong, and correct me in the comments if I am, but from a quick Google search, Sony made around $5 billion in 2020, which was one of the most successful years ever for video games. Which, like I said before, Microsoft made enough money in 4 months to buy Bethesda twice over. Yeah. But no, Xbox? Just a dying brand. Microsoft is a total failure.
Okay, the original rumor was that Microsoft was trying to secure WB games, which possibly could have meant that if that went through, Mortal Kombat would have been exclusive to Xbox, the Middle-earth games would have been exclusive to Xbox. But the fact that they got Bethesda is hilarious to me, because who the fuck is buying an Xbox to play Bethesda games?
Obviously, nobody right now is gonna buy an Xbox to play Bethesda games because they're not fucking exclusive to Xbox yet, you fucking brainlet. But when they are, let's say whatever the next Doom game is, if that's an Xbox exclusive and is just as good as the last two were, that game will absolutely curb stomp whatever the fuck PlayStation has into the fucking ground.
Honestly, unless you love first-person RPG games, no one is buying your console.
And Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, Dishonored, Prey, do I need to keep going?
Nobody, okay? You don't have any reason to buy an Xbox right now or ever.
I know I've said it like 3 times already, but the exact same logic can be used to look at Sony right now. What reason is there to buy a PS5 as of right now? As of March 2020, what true exclusive games are there to the PS5? Miles Morales is on the PS4. Demon's Souls is a remake of a game from 2009. Sackboy is on the PS4, and that's pretty much all there is for the last 4 fucking months. So if there's no reason to buy an Xbox right now, there's literally no reason to buy a PS5 either. Like, don't get me wrong, if you can buy a PC, go ahead and buy a PC, because buying an Xbox would basically just be paying for a lesser experience. But these Sony fanboys pretend like they are so much better than Xbox when we haven't even gotten a fucking cinematic trailer for the new God of War yet. Yeah, you see what I mean when I don't believe him when he says he doesn't care? He's literally having an absolute mental breakdown that the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are probably not going to be on PlayStation or Nintendo now. It's funny. Like, I do feel bad for all the PlayStation and Nintendo players who aren't going to get to play these games, but these retards I have absolutely no sympathy for. Keep coping.
At that point, you have no exclusives. So why bother paying Bethesda, a company which doesn't have a huge success rate? It has a
Jesus Christ, I can feel this dude's salt coming from his mouth. Yeah, Bethesda, the company that made New Vegas, the game that modernized Western RPGs, Skyrim, the game that perfected Western RPGs, the company that owns Doom, the game that basically made first-person shooters and went on to make Doom Eternal the best damn action FPS to ever exist. And then on top of that, Xbox, the company that owns Halo, which literally made first-person shooters what they are today. No, just a shit success rate. No good games, no exclusives, no games. Just give up. Throw in the fucking towel at this point.
good success rate, but not a huge one. You're gonna pay them $7 billion, and they may not be able to deliver on what they can promise. Look at Fallout 70 shit. Remember that game? Failed.
Yes, the Bethesda bad logic, used to try to convince people back in 2020 that Doom Eternal was somehow a bad game. You love to see it. Again, for the 4th fucking time, to prove how flawed your arguments are, let's look at some of Bethesda's best games. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, New Vegas, Fallout 3, Prey, Wolfenstein, Evil Within, Doom, fucking Doom Eternal. What is your one argument against that? Fallout 76. Using that, you could basically say that Days Gone devalues all of Sony's good exclusives like The Last of Us and Persona 5, but I'm not gonna do that because that's fucking stupid and doesn't make sense. Like, don't get me wrong, Fallout 76 is absolute dog shit, but I'm not gonna use a company's worst game ever to judge every single game they've ever made. But even then, as awful as Fallout 76 was, it wasn't really a failure. Yeah, as a game, yeah, obviously it was a failure. But from a commercial standpoint, it still made profit.
Okay, you remember Todd Howard? How is he still around? How is Todd Howard still in charge of Bethesda? It makes no sense. And you look at Sony, when they acquired Insomniac Games, they paid Insomniac Games, I believe it was like $300 million, okay? Which is a lot of money. But it's nothing compared to $7 billion.
Once again, Microsoft's pockets are so much deeper than Sony's. Do you know how much money they're fucking making? Again, 4 months. Enough to buy Bethesda twice over. $7 billion is fucking nothing to Microsoft.
And they were smart to get Insomniac because they got the Ratchet & Clank games, they got Spider-Man, okay?
Sony always had the rights to Spider-Man, that's why most of the Spider-Man games before it had been Sony exclusives. They just bought the studio that made Spider-Man. They could have easily just had a different studio make whatever the next Spider-Man game is.
Who's gonna buy an Xbox to play another Elder Scrolls game, to play another Doom game, to play another bullshit Fallout game? Nobody. They're gonna want PlayStation, God of War, Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, all the other Sony exclusives that they've been having for years, and you guys still have nothing.
Okay, like, all of the Sony exclusives he just listed are like an ant on the sidewalk when compared to fucking Doom Eternal, or New Vegas, or Skyrim. Like, this is probably a really hot take, and I'm definitely gonna get a bunch of shit for this in the comments, but Doom Eternal has a way more interesting story than Spider-Man on the PS4. This guy is really trying to play it off, that Microsoft, buying one of the most successful game studios in the world, is just nothing. This man's copium levels are through the fucking roof.
You guys have nothing. You guys are paying this company all this money so that you can try to get exclusives. And there was a rumor that said because Microsoft purchased Bethesda, not every Bethesda game that releases will be exclusive to Microsoft. They said some games will come to other consoles. That is complete bullshit. What company is gonna say, hey, you know, we paid you $7 billion to have you work for us, but you can still make a couple of games for PlayStation and Switch. It's okay. No, that's not gonna happen. It's not. If it does happen, then Microsoft is fucking stupid, okay? Because
it isn't like Phil Spencer himself spoke out against exclusivity, and it would be super hypocritical if Microsoft just randomly stopped making their games for the PC platform. Like, it's not like how Sony does their exclusives. They don't gatekeep their games to only Xbox. They get released on PC, so if you're just dead set on not getting an Xbox, but want to play Halo, you can. It's going to take a long ass time for PlayStation to start putting all their games day in day out on other consoles. I can guarantee you that.
if you're paying a company like Bethesda $7 billion, you clearly are telling them every game you make is for us only. No one else. Everyone else can eat a fucking dick, okay? And everyone is trying to defend Microsoft and how they have all these games they can play. I remember a couple years ago, Microsoft announced all these developers they had who was working on the new Xbox games. All these developers that they were working with. And yet they have nothing.
I mean, I'll agree with him here. Like, Xbox definitely needs to fix their shit when it comes to getting their games out on time and getting them working. I mean, have you seen the gameplay trailer for Halo Infinite?
What's up, another Halo? No one cares about Halo anymore. Gears of War? Nobody plays Gears of War. Forza? I love Forza. I'll give them that. Forza's great.
Yeah, this might just be me, but Forza is like the one Microsoft IP that doesn't interest me whatsoever. It's like a racing game, but without creativity. But that's just me.
But people are getting tired of Forza anyway. What games are there to play on Xbox? Oh, but we still have Cuphead.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's out here saying that Cuphead is a fucking system seller.
It's also on Switch, motherfucker. Oh, well, Minecraft is good on Xbox. Minecraft is so accessible on every console out there. I can get Minecraft on my dick, okay?
Bro, you cannot get shit on your dick. And why does that matter? What benefits to a game are there for being an exclusive, other than less people get to play that game? Is Minecraft somehow a worse game now because it's on other platforms?
You can't justify buying an Xbox except for Game Pass, which is a great deal. But the other thing about that is, while there is a lot of games on Game Pass, who is really buying a console just for Game Pass and just to play games that, while it is free on the Xbox with Game Pass, it is also accessible on the other consoles? And then another argument I heard is the new Xbox is much more powerful than the PS5. Is it really though? Is it really though? It's not that much powerful. You're not going to see that much of a difference when you're playing a game in 4K on PS5 compared to the new Xbox. So why bother paying Bethesda all this money when it may not even succeed?
The same reason Sony bought Insomniac, because they know they can develop games for it, and if it pans out in the end, they'll make a shitload of money off of Bethesda games. And if it doesn't, in the end, $7 billion is literally nothing to Microsoft. Again, they made that money back in the span of 4 months.
The new Elder Scrolls may not even be that good. It's gonna be an overhyped piece of shit.
If anything, Microsoft buying Bethesda will ensure even more now that Elder Scrolls 6 won't flop, because Xbox will basically be having their entire brand depending on it. Look at what they're doing with Halo Infinite. They saw that fans weren't happy with the outcome of Halo Infinite, so they delayed it an entire year, sacrificing the Xbox Series X's launch to get the game to be in the state that people wanted to be in. And by the looks of the new screenshots from the last Inside Infinite, the game looks absolutely fucking gorgeous. And the same can be said that if Elder Scrolls 6 could be an overhyped piece of shit, so could God of War 5, or Horizon Forbidden West, or literally any other game Sony releases.
Okay? And I don't think anyone is excited to play another Fallout after you fucked up Fallout 76.
Once again, Microsoft now owning Bethesda will help ensure that they don't fuck up again since they're under new management. Do you know how much shit Bethesda has under their belt? And the one thing you keep bringing up is Fallout 76. One game versus around 20 genre-defining games comparable to The Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, and countless other games. PlayStation, on the other hand, has some good exclusives, but you think Horizon Zero Dawn is anywhere near as genre-defining as New Vegas, or Ghost of Tsushima is anywhere near as original or unique as Doom Eternal, or Spider-Man is on the same fucking level as Skyrim? They've got fucking nothing compared to Bethesda.
I don't think anyone wants a third Dishonored. I think people are pretty much doomed out already.
Keyword here is think, because Doom Eternal sold 3 million units, and even on the same day as Animal Crossing came out. 3 million on the same day as a huge AAA Nintendo game came out? That is fucking insane. I'm pretty sure people, myself included, want another Doom game if it's gonna be as good as Eternal was.
I don't want another Doom. It's over, okay? Xbox, you have no games, you have no exclusives, you have no developers who are willing to put in the work to give you quality exclusive titles.
Yep, no exclusives. Just forget the fact that Starfield, the next Fallout, the next Doom, the next Elder Scrolls, the next Dishonored, the next Wolfenstein, and the next new Bethesda IP will now be most likely going to Xbox as an exclusive, or the fact that Xbox owns over 23 studios, or the fact that they have Halo Infinite, which if it's good as previous games like Halo 3 will curb stomp God of War 5 into the fucking ground. Just forget about all that. Xbox just released a console with no games and no exclusives.
You don't have it. Just give up as a console.
Jesus Christ, the salt in the sky is through the fucking roof. Yeah, remember when he said he didn't care that Microsoft bought Bethesda? He's so fucking mad, it's funny as shit.
Give up. It's over. It's over.
Well, that was truly something special. I've never seen someone get this fucking mad over something like this. The amount of big-brained activity in this video is just through the roof. And I just feel enlightened that Microsoft just needs to give up. And I just need to throw my PC into the fucking garbage because it has absolutely no games on it. Forget the 23 studios that Xbox owns or the shitload of money they make per year. Xbox just needs to give up. But anyways, I really hope I don't have downs now from the amount of chromosomes I gained from watching that video. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. You're the fucking best. And I hope you guys all have a great day.